A dead midwife whose corpse was deposited in the mortuary 3 days ago, who collapsed while delivering a baby at Sacred Heart Hospital, returns from death to visit Little Angel's Orphanage in Lagos, to bath newborn babies that were just brought to the orphanage. What started like a normal Tuesday morning at Little Angel's Orphanage turned out to become daylight nightmare for the workers and the innocent babies in their care. They knew the midwife, but they didn't know she had died. They saw her the week before when she brought baby Aduni to the orphanage, but they didn't know she had died. She collapsed while on duty, and attempts to revive her failed. She was deposited in the morgue at the back of Sacred Heart Hospital, but now she has returned to duty. She walked into the baby room and picked 3 newborn babies, telling the caregiver, "Hello, I want to go and bathe them properly." Hello, welcome to Lagos True Stories channel. Please remember to like and comment. What began like a normal morning at Little Angel's Orphanage on Ikorodu Road quickly spiraled into one of the most chilling mysteries Lagos had ever seen. The orphanage was filled with soft cries of newborns fresh from different hospitals, filled the air. Sister Folake was feeding the babies, exhausted but caring, taking care of her little miracles. At around 8:15 a.m., a midwife in a clean white uniform entered the room. Her face was familiar. She had attended to many of the babies during the previous week. Nice, gentle, kind, soft-spoken, always smelling of baby powder and antiseptic. So when Sister Folake saw her come in to carry the newborn babies to bathe them, she smiled and allowed her. She asked Sister Folake how the babies were doing, and she told her. She smiled. She told her she will be going off duty any moment, but she would love to bathe the babies before leaving. "Give me their bathing things and towels," she said. Anyone who knows Mama Bumi was not new in the orphanage. She was popular and friendly. Some people nicknamed her the friend of the newborns. Mama Omo, they fondly called her. When she gently asked to carry 3 of the newborns for their first proper bath, Sister Folake smiled. "Thank you, Mama Bumi," she whispered, still tired from the night feeding. They didn't know Mama Bumi had died. She had collapsed 4 days earlier while on duty, a sudden heart attack that left her gasping and struggling. Attempts to revive her failed. By that same evening, her body was deposited in the hospital private morgue. She never went home. Yet there she was that morning, walking calm and somehow glowing, asking for babies to bathe. Minutes later, 2 other caregivers on duty arrived with bathing bowls and towels in hand. "We came to bathe the babies," they said. "Hello, Sister Folake," one said cheerfully. "Where are the other 3 babies?" The room turned cold when the lead caregiver asked. "Oh, they have already been taken," Sister Folake replied. "Your colleague came," but the caregiver frowned. "What colleague?" "We are the ones replacing the night duty," she said, and took the other babies. They left the baby room. Moments later, the caregivers who came to take babies for bathing began to return them, one after another, to their beds. They returned all the babies except the first 3, the ones taken by Mama Bumi. Minutes became hours, yet they were not seen. "My baby Segun is yet to be brought back," Sister Folake said. "He was the first to be carried for bathing. Others have been brought back, but where is the woman who took him and the other 2 babies?" One of the senior caregivers came to the office to report to the matron, who was sitting and doing paperwork. "Which midwife did you say bathed the babies?" the matron queried. "Mama Bumi." A strange silence fell like a stone. "No one has been assigned before you people. I told you before," the matron said. The matron asked them to wait a little time while she checked the duty roster. She checked, but no name like that appeared in the roster. 10 minutes later, 30 minutes, 1 hour. Panic began to seep through the walls. The management of the orphanage had returned and met their staff crying and sharing the strange tale. Phone calls began to go up and down. Phones rang here and there. Those who knew army officers began to call them. Those who knew the police began to call. Those who knew native doctors and men of God began to call. Phones were ringing up and down. The orphanage descended into chaos. Caregivers checked every room, every corner of the building, every bathroom. No babies, no Mama Bunmi. Security footage from the hallway. Blank, cut off, glitched. At that exact hour, the babies were taken. The orphanage tried to calm the staff, but the women were angry. They stormed the administration office demanding answers. "Your security is poor. You will not play with these innocent babies," one caregiver shouted. "You people are hiding something," another screamed. "Where are our children?" And so began the investigation. The description they gave matched the one who died. That was when someone suggested the unthinkable. Could it be Mama Bunmi, the one that died 4 days ago? "Oh yes, let's check the morgue to confirm our fears." The caregivers, joined by relatives, the matron, and 2 security men, went to Sacred Heart Hospital morgue. Their heartbeat was loud in their ears. When they saw her, she was there, lying on the cold slab, untouched since 4 days ago. Mama Bunmi's corpse, still wearing the white uniform adorned with her cap, but she was covered with small baby blankets. The morgue attendant said they didn't cover her with such clothes. "These blankets belong to newborn babies," the matron whispered. The corpse still looked fresh, not a hint of decay, as if death had just happened. The staff gasped, and some fainted. "This is her! This is her! This is the midwife who carried our babies!" But that was not the end. Her chest was swollen as if something was placed on it. One of the women, trembling, stepped closer and looked beside the slab and screamed. She saw the tiny legs of the newborn babies sticking out from under her body. She quickly pulled away the baby blankets from her body. On the corpse, wrapped in hospital towels, were the 3 newborn babies. The dead midwife had cuddled them on her chest. The staff screamed. Here's what happened next. The hospital management alerted security to help control the chaos, and the hospital management team rushed in and carried the 3 babies. They were taken to the ICU to see if they could be revived because of the cold exposure. While they tried to rush them in, one of the babies opened his eyes and cried. There was thunderous celebration. The other young doctor checked the other baby to see if there would be a miracle, and there was another cry. The joy was greater than when the babies were first brought to the orphanage. Moments later, the babies were returned to the orphanage after examining them. "Okay, wait, don't go yet. I didn't give you the full story. I mean the original end of the story. This is actually a true life story, and where it happened, the babies didn't come back to life. They didn't make it to life. You know, it was in the morgue that they found the babies with the dead midwife lying on the body of Mama Bunmi. And so, when they lifted the newborn babies, they were stone dead. The midwife took them with her to the land of the dead. By then, prayer sessions were going on in the orphanage, as if there was an open crusade. There was no prayer group that did not come to pray on that fateful day. The owner of the orphanage came in when he heard the news. He walked straight to the morgue to see the corpse of Mama Bunmi. He was accompanied by his staff. There she was lying. They stared at her body. They stared at the body of the midwife. No one spoke. The corpse's lips were curved into a faint smile. The hospital refused to grant interviews to the media. Mama Bunmi was buried the next morning without ceremony. And that is why, to this day, some orphanages no longer allow outsiders to bathe newborn babies. Once the baby is brought to the orphanage, the highest they can do is to provide you hot water to bathe the baby yourself, or by your relative. This is to avoid another mysterious incident or something worse than that. Thank you for listening. The moral of this story is, be careful anywhere you are. There are dead people walking among the living everywhere. Please remember to like and share our story. Goodbye.